video today about how you can use data in the classroom.
Whoa, data can be used in a classroom? How?
Good thing you should ask, Melissa. Let's take a look into Miss Barnes' classroom and find out how you can use data in the classroom.
I'm pretty excited. Let's find out.
Let's find out. And we're walking. You got it.
Today, I just wanted to go over some of the things that I've been noticing with Nicole in the classroom. So, Nicole, could I have you go over there and just go ahead and while I talk to your mom? So, I just wanted to let you know, I've noticed Nicole has kind of been struggling a little bit in math. And we've been doing some minute fluency tests for math. And I've just noticed she's kind of just stayed in the same area. And she really hasn't been improving in the math. You can look right here at one of her tests that we've done, and you can see where she's really struggling at getting them done. I've collected data, and I've made a graph of these minute fluency tests to see where if she has been improving. She just hasn't. And so I really want to think about testing her for an IEP.
Are you consistently testing her?
With this minute fluency test, we're doing this at least every other day in the classroom.
Okay, because sometimes she just has a bad week, and I feel like last week might have just been a bad week for her.
Okay, well, this has been going on for about 3 weeks, actually, and we've been collecting data on this, and I've really been able to analyze it. And I really want to collect data in other areas too, because I've kind of noticed her behavior has been a little bit of an issue as well, and I really think it's related to how well she's doing in math. And I think she's just confused, and I don't think she's wanting to act out. I think she just doesn't understand, so she starts to act out. And I really think this data is related. And in order for me to really present this to our special education specialist, I'm gonna need a lot more data that I have analyzed to present that to her before we can test for the IEP. I just wanted to make sure to bring you to this area and let you know what's going on. And so I'd like to meet with you again and present the other data that I've collected once I have it, and then talk to you about doing the IEP, if that's okay with you.
So when you talk about data, what exactly do you mean when you say that?
So when I'm collecting data, I'm just doing kind of little formative assessments and summative assessments and qualitative data that's not necessarily numbers, but just being able to observe and survey how well she's doing in the classroom and how she's feeling about certain things. And this data just kind of lets me know where she's at along with the other kids in the classroom, and I can really see if she's been on track with where she needs to be by looking at this data.
It is important to understand the different forms of data that can be collected. Quantitative data is information about quantities or information that can be measured and written down with numbers. You can collect quantitative data by using methods such as standardized tests, minute tests, rubrics, tracking charts, behavior charts, test scores, and quiz scores. Qualitative data is data about qualities or information that can't actually be measured. This form of data can be collected using forms such as surveys, field notes, observation, questioning and answering, exit slips, interviews, conferences, one-on-one interviews, and writing responses.
See, this student is working on a Likert scale test. She's telling us on a number scale, 1 through 5, how she feels she's doing. And then she goes into a further explanation in a sentence. This is an example of quantitative data.
Another way to collect data in a quantitative form is by a minute test. You'll see that this student has been given 30 math problems, and she's going to track her progress over the course. This can be used in an ELA classroom, in a science classroom, it just goes on and on. Minute tests are great for collecting data and tracking where students are at in their progress.
This is an exit slip. It's our first example of qualitative data. A student will write down what they learned throughout the day and hand it to the teacher before they leave the classroom.
Another way to use qualitative data is by simply observing. You'll see Miss Barnes is looking at what her students are doing. She's listening to what they're saying as well as taking notes. This data is really important when it comes to future assignments as well as strategic partnering. Qualitative data is really important, and observation is a simple, quick, fun way to make sure you're documenting what your students are doing.
Here we have a survey. This is an excellent example of qualitative data. Students can answer questions based on interests or learning, and teachers get to learn more about the student and their learning experience as a whole.
We have talked about different types of data, including quantitative and qualitative, and how they are successfully used in the classroom. Throughout the school year, teachers need to frequently collect data in order to get a deeper understanding of where students are at in meeting their educational goals. Also, if there is a possibility of a student needing special education, it is extremely helpful and necessary to have data collected on the student throughout the school year for the special education specialist to assess.
Now go collect data.